Eric Barnfine with Forest River Class A diesel motorhomes. Today I'd like to showcase you guys the 36A Charleston. A couple unique features on this Charleston before we really get going. I'd like to talk about the platform that this sits on. This is going to sit on a Freightliner XCR 450 platform. So you're going to have that side radiator. This will actually have the biggest motor that's available in the market with that 450 motor, which is going to be a Cummins 8.9 liter ISL. It's going to have 450 horsepower, but more importantly, it's going to have 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. Now, a couple cool features that how we spec it out with Freightliner is that starting up front here on the front cap, what you're going to find is you're going to find that radar box for the Freightliner Roadwatch system. What this system does is it's actually an active system that is going to send out a radar signal, and it's going to do some headway monitoring for you, which in turn will give you that adaptive cruise control when you're driving around the country. So this turns your drive into much more enjoyable to where you're not necessarily worried about that stop and go traffic. You're just kind of setting the cruise control and going. Above that, what you're going to find is that we actually couple it up with the Mobileye system. The Mobileye system is going to give you that lane departure and also some headway warnings, but this Mobileye system will not be tied into the brakes. Instead, it's just going to alert you at the dash. As we walk around the side here, a couple other additional safety features that we do on this Charleston product. You're going to find a blind spot sensing system, and on a short unit like this, you're going to find 2 per side. On the longer 45-foot version, you're going to find 3 of those. These blind spot sensing units are great for interstate driving. So if I'm on a multi-lane interstate and I'm worried about changing lanes, I can actually use that blind spot sensor along with my camera that's going to be in my overhead mounted mirror to see if I have a clear pathway to do so. As we move down the coach, next we're going to get to the entry door. What's different on the Charleston entry door, if you notice, the steps are going to be more of that cassette style step when they fold out. The nice thing about these steps is they're very robust and they don't really have that play in them like those scissor steps do. Now we're at the front axle. Let's talk about this 450 platform with what Freightliner's offering on this front axle. This front axle is going to be an independent front suspension. What that means is that it's going to give you the best ride quality available on any motorhome built today. And what an independent front suspension gives you that other suspensions can't is that if I'm going across different grades of road from left to right or right to left, it's going to take all that play out of the steering wheel. So that means if I'm on the side of the road getting back up on the road, I'm not going to feel that climbing back up on the road in my steering wheel. As we move down here, I'd like to note that we're going to feature a 100-gallon fuel tank on this coach. You will have dual fuel fills. And as we walk around the side, I'd like to point out the full body paint that we do. This coach is going to have a full skim and buff paint job, meaning as I run my fingers along the paint, I'm not going to feel any of those paint lines. It's also going to feature a BASF paint, which is truly automotively graded paint, and 4 layers of clear coat over that. As we move down the storage bays, we have a nice little hidden feature too behind that power slide tray. You're going to find your Dometic basement freezer or deep freezer. The nice thing about these Dometic coolers are it's going to be a 12-volt 110 cooler. I have a temperature control setting, so I can either make it a freezer or I can keep it as a refrigerator. As we move right above, what you're going to find is the outside entertainment system. The outside entertainment system on a Charleston is going to consist of a 40-inch LED TV paired up with a JBL soundbar. This will be a smart TV. It also is wired to your 4x4 matrix box on the interior of the coach. So I can display whatever I'm watching on the inside TVs outside if need be, or I can listen to the radio. As we move just above, you're going to notice the integrated awnings. And on the Charleston product line, you're going to have 2 on the campside. Those integrated awnings are going to be a great feature, giving this a full upscale look on the coach. As we get back to the rear axle here, I'd like to point out that this rear axle is going to feature Freightliner's V-Ride rear suspension. What that V-Ride rear suspension does is it helps limit that body roll effect. So if I'm getting off the interstate on that bell crank turn, or if I'm driving a heavy crosswinds, that V-Ride rear suspension is going to help limit that body roll effect to where the coach is going to hold the road a lot better. As we move down here, at this rear corner, I'd like to point out this is where we put our second blind spot sensor system for this coach. Why do we put it so far back in the rear? Because most likely you're going to be taking a tow vehicle, and we'd like to pick up some of the area behind the coach to clearly indicate whether you can change lanes or not. Standing here at the rear of the Charleston, there's a couple features I'd like to go over. If you notice up top, you're gonna have your backup camera, that's gonna be standard. As we move down the rear cap, what you're gonna notice is the superior engine access that it's gonna give you by us doing the side radiator on this platform. The other unique thing that I like to talk about in the rear of the coach is gonna be down here in this hitch. Every Charleston that we build is going to feature all-wheel disc brakes. Doesn't matter if it's the 36-foot version or the 45-foot version, but what you're going to find with those all-wheel disc brakes is that they're all going to have a 15,000-pound towing capacity. So that means on this little short coach, I can take just about anything that I need to tow while I'm driving down the road. As we move around to the driver's side of the coach, I always like to point out our plumbing base because to me, this is something we do completely different than most of our competition. What you're gonna find is that we're gonna feature a water manifold system. You're gonna have all your hot, all your cold lines separated on either side of the coach. They're gonna be direct point-to-point connections from that point forward. The Charleston's also gonna feature a power hose reel with that power retract. It's also going to feature a spot for your paper towels for your dump station, along with your whole house water filtration and your outside shower. Now that we're kind of at the midpoint, what I'd like to talk about is some of the construction features that we do a little bit different on this product. If you notice, the front cap and the rear cap on most diesel pushers are going to be a fiberglass front and rear cap. What those caps mean is that they're actually built in a mold. Well, we're going to do that same principle on our roof that we're going to use. We're going to use a one-piece molded fiberglass roof. What we like about doing that is it's a thicker fiberglass, and the other major benefit that you're going to find is that it actually moves that roof seam instead of running all the way along your coach to the sidewall of the coach. Now let's move up to the next bay. What you're going to find in all of our products that we build is that you're going to have a power cord reel. Now that power cord reel is going to help extend your camping season because it's not going to be so cumbersome when it's cool in the morning when you're getting ready to leave to retract that power cord. You're also going to find that everything that we build is going to have a central vac system with a tow kick on the interior. Now the Charleston product line is going to be an all-electric product line, which means that it's not going to have any propane on the coach. So when it comes to heating the coach or having your water heater, what we're going to utilize is going to be the Chinook Oasis hydronic heating system. Now hydronic heating works a couple different ways. Number one, it's going to have a diesel burner in it, and then it's also going to have two electric heating elements in it. Those electric heating elements in the Oasis system are going to be two 1500 watt heating elements. So you're going to use the diesel element to get it to temperature and then the electric to keep it at temperature. The nice thing about the Oasis system is that it's very fuel efficient and it's very friendly to campers. As we move around the coach, let's go ahead and jump inside. And the first thing that comes to my mind when I look at this floor plan is that it's a great couples coach floor plan. It's a nice, short, but very functional floor plan. So the first thing I like to point out in this coach is going to be what the interior is. What you're going to find is we're going to be utilizing that slate cabinetry paired with the stone interior fabrics. Now let's talk about what makes a Charleston product different than the other products. On the inside of the coach, what you're going to find is that there's going to be no steps on the inside of the coach. Once I get to the level of where the coach is at, I don't have any steps in my rear for like a rear bath or around my bed in the rear. The other thing that you're going to find is that you're going to have the blind spot sensing system. That's something that we do not do on any of the other products. And you're also going to have a full tile shower. Now let's kind of talk about some of the interior features of this 36A floor plan in this Charleston. If you notice, what you're going to have is nice wide back furniture. This is going to be that Villa Comfort Fit furniture. And right here, this is going to actually be the power theater seat option. So because it's a nice wide back, it ends up being a great spot to sit, relax, and watch TV. Now across from that, what you're gonna find is that in this Charleston 36A, we run what is called an expandable booth style dinette. That means I can either have this dinette set up for 2 people or for up to 4 people. As it currently sits here, it's set up for 3 people. But let's say that I wanna convert it to 2 people. All I gotta do is remove that back cushion. I'm gonna take the bottom pad out. I'm gonna flip it down, it will store right below. And then I'm gonna pull this little lever on the side here and run this in. Now that dinette is gonna be converted for 2 people and 2 people's use. Now just beyond the dinette, you're gonna have your TV that's on a televator. And if you notice, that TV is gonna be right across from your power theater seats. As we move along the coach, I like to point out that you're gonna have a hand-laid porcelain tile floor. You're gonna have a 110 heat pad all the way throughout beneath the floor, giving you a heated tile floor. And then let's talk about some of the other construction materials. If you notice, you're gonna have a lot of real wood in this coach, whether it's door fronts, whether it's slide fronts. And then you're also going to have nice solid surface countertops throughout this coach that have kind of that backlit effect that really help dress up the coach. Now on a Charleston in the kitchen area, you're also going to find that you have a nice dishwasher along with your 2-burner true induction cooktop, 30-inch over the range convection microwave, a nice big 23 cubic foot refrigerator. Now let's go back to the kitchen. Let's kind of look at some of the storage options for this coach with how short it is. I got 3 big overhead cabinets with a shelf built up here. Below the sink, I'm gonna have a great area that I can use to store any trash cans that I'd like to bring. Then I got a nice 4 bank of drawers. Now across from the kitchen, I'm gonna have a nice floor to ceiling pantry with adjustable shelving. The nice thing about having adjustable shelving is that I can maneuver the shelves to however I see fit or need. Now across from the kitchen, you're gonna find the bathroom of this coach. Now on this 36A, it's gonna feature a mid-bath floor plan. And what you're gonna find in this bathroom is it's gonna be pretty roomy for how small the actual area is for the bathroom. You're gonna have a nice fully tiled shower with a flip down seat. You're gonna have a good amount of space with your porcelain toilet and a good amount of counter space that actually functions very well as a bathroom. So now we're in the bedroom of a 36A Charleston. The bed in a Charleston is going to be a 72 by 80 king bed, and it's also going to feature that motorized tilt-a-view bed. The nice thing about having that motorized tilt-a-view bed is that I can watch TV with the bed actually up, and if I run the bed up and I'm trying to get changed, it actually gives me more room in the bedroom to actually change my clothes. Now directly across from that bed, you're going to have your nice big bedroom TV, and you're going to find some hidden storage behind there. Now below that, I'm going to have a nice desk area to where I can set out any knickknacks that I have, or if I needed to, I could actually set up a laptop and work from here. Now let's talk about the bedroom fireplace. Now the cool thing about the Charleston 36A is that it's going to actually feature 2 fireplaces. You'll have one in the living room and one in the bedroom. So behind the one in the bedroom though, you will get some additional storage space that's great for shoes. As we move along here, you're going to get your first wardrobe closet. Now this is going to be the wardrobe closet that's built into the slide out. Below that, you're going to have 6 banks of drawers. Now the other unique thing about the Charleston is on this back wall for this 36A, you're going to have a nice additional wardrobe space. The thing that makes this probably primarily a couples coach is the amount of wardrobe space you're going to find in your bedroom. Now right next to your wardrobe, you're going to find your stackable washer and dryer. So this is a coach that is designed if you're looking for something to go stay in for a couple months during the winter months, maybe down south. You could definitely do that in this product line. Just before we leave the bedroom, I'd like to point out that we do have the overhead mounted ceiling fan. Now let's go ahead and walk back up the coach and kind of talk about some of the HVAC systems that we use on this coach. So you already know that we do the hydronic heating for the water heater and for the main heat source of the coach. But this coach is also going to feature a couple electric options for heating the coach. Number 1, I have the floor heat. Number 2, I'm going to have 2 fireplaces, one in the bedroom, one out here in the living room. And number 3, both my AC units, which will be 15,000 BTU low profile AC units, will have heat pumps built into them. So anything above about 45 degrees, I can run electric heat and not have to worry about turning on that Oasis system for the heat side of things. Anything below that, I'm going to run that Oasis system. The other cool, unique features about this Charleston that we haven't went over is up here in the cockpit. Now this Charleston 36A, like I said, is a great couples coach floor plan, but we do offer one bonus space in case you're taking a grandkid with you or you want to sleep a friend, and it's going to be this hidden drop-down bed over your cab area here. If you notice, it's going to be a motorized bed. It's going to have a 500-pound capacity. I could fit 2 kids up here or 1 adult pretty comfy. But the nice thing about that is I'm not worried about breaking down furniture or doing anything. When I need to sleep somebody extra, I just run this bed down, and then when everybody's up for the day, I just raise the bed right back up to the roof. One of the other features that makes the Charleston unique compared to any of the other product lines that we build is that in your living space, you're going to have power shades, power day and night shades. Now let's go ahead and jump up in the cockpit and I'll kind of explain to you how those shades work. So if you notice my driver side window here, a couple unique features. Number 1, I got the power shades on the side here, and we're going to go ahead and couple that up with a power driver window. The nice thing about having a power driver window is as I'm pulling into campgrounds, it actually makes it easier for me to hand my paperwork at check-in, and it's just more convenient. The other thing about when I'm sitting in the cockpit of this Charleston, whether I'm the driver or the passenger, I have these nice big oversized seats that have the integrated seat belts in them. These seats are going to be full power. They're also going to have, if I swivel them around, they're also going to have a footrest built into them. That's going to be a power footrest to help expand that seating area if I'm looking to entertain in my coach. Thanks for joining me today and exploring this Charleston 36A. If you have any questions or would like more information, please go to our website at www.forestriverinc.com/Charleston.